Hi, this is John. Welcome to What Does a Technical Writer Do? A look at the 5 most common areas we write in. So we're going to look at some major areas in which technical writers find themselves writing. The first is developing user manuals and guides. And for this, you're going to be crafting something clear and concise that the user can use to do anything that they need to do as far as use the product, put together the product, whatever they need to do to get the job done. You're focusing on the end user, making sure they understand everything that is going on and that they can understand how to take the steps that are needed. And usually you want them to understand why they're going to take the steps that are needed. Often you're going to be using diagrams and screenshots just to make everything clear. It's ideal for writers who are good at simplifying technical subjects for a general audience. Next, we're going to be looking at writing technical reports and white papers. This isn't an area of specialty of mine, but I know a little bit about it. You create in-depth analysis of specialized topics. This could be very limited audience or a very general audience, but usually you're going to be writing for industry professionals and academics. It's very different from end user documentation. And most of the time the writing is there to present data and research findings and explain them in a way so that you can back up what you say, that this is the information and this is why we came to these conclusions. And it's really great for writers who've got a background in a specific technical field. This next area is an area I've worked in quite a great deal. It's creating online help systems and FAQs. FAQs, by the way, are frequently asked questions, in case you were wondering. You write FAQs and help topics. They're usually quick, they're straightforward, and they're there to solve a specific user problem. They're not as general as writing a user guide. You often want to incorporate search-friendly keywords and phrases just so that people can find it, A, finding it through something like Google, but B, often there's an internal search system and you need to label those things properly, or, when somebody does a search, they might not necessarily come up with the right information. You're trying to enhance the user experience here with some graphics and screenshots, things that are going to help guide them through and make them feel very familiar with where they're at in the product and how to solve the problem. And it's really great for writers who've got a firm grasp of how user interfaces are designed and can really put themselves in the seat of the user and walk them through every step they need to take in order to solve whatever the specific problem is for that FAQ. This next area is an area I've worked in a few years ago, but don't really work in anymore. It's not one I found particularly exciting, but others might like, and it's writing policy and procedure documents. And here you're trying to communicate internal organizational practices or practices within two organizations, or for example, a contract. And what you're mainly writing are SOPs and SOWs. An SOP is standard operating procedure. It's basically a guide to how you do things within the company. And SOWs are statements of work, and it's often an agreement between two groups, sometimes within the same company, sometimes two different companies, about how they're going to deal with all the problems or situations that may come up. You're maintaining the document accuracy and compliance. Often somebody's looking over your shoulder there, just making sure that this is what they expected to have happen. It's great for writers who understand business practices. Like I said, I never particularly love this work, but there are people who have made quite a good living doing it. And this final area is a very popular area, one which I don't particularly work in just because I have not coded in many years, and that's creating API and software documentation. And API, by the way, is Application Programming Interface. It's how two different applications talk to each other. It's general way of saying that. So what you're doing is you're writing very specialized technical content, and it's aimed at the developers of the products. So this is not end users. It's not even casual users. These are people who are trying to get a job done, and they need the technical information. And you're detailing the functionalities of APIs and the software, helping them to program for the software. And you're often providing code examples and use cases and general information about how they're going to get that job done. It is fantastic if you have a background in coding and you like coding, but don't necessarily want to be a programmer. Not an area I loved, or really ever delved into, but it is a good area. And you can make a lot of money in this particular field. And that's the 5 areas. Thank you for sticking around and listening to the show. Please like and subscribe if you can. I certainly appreciate it. Have a great day.